So you've probably been running into a lot of issues like this, or like this, or even FPS issues like this. Well, we're going to go over all of that. Let's get into it. You probably have run into a lot of different network and FPS issues while trying to play different battle royale games. I'm going to be focusing mainly on Warzone, and the reason why is because a lot of people have the most issues with that game. So let's jump in. First thing that I want to go over is your NAT type. Now, if you have a moderate or a strict NAT type, this is going to be for you. Whether you're playing on PC, PS4, Xbox, there is a way to open your NAT type, but that has to do with your network settings. If you have never dealt with router configuration, if you've never gone into your router settings, which is done with your PC, I suggest you go get an adult, your parents, or an older sibling, or somebody that has done network configuration before and has gone into router settings. If you're more than comfortable with that, what we're going to be talking about is port forwarding. So after you get that adult or whoever it is, we're going to jump over to your PC and open up your web browser. After you're in your web browser, what you're going to do is you're going to go to your router login. This may not be exactly what it is that you're looking at when you look at your router, but it's going to look very, very similar. Go to your general settings, and there's more than likely going to be an advanced settings tab, and you're going to see port forwarding and port triggering, and the one that you want to click on is the port forwarding. Activision and all these different games, whether it's for PS4, Xbox, or PC, have different ports that you are going to directly connect your console or your PC directly to that connection. If it is your PS4 that you're playing Warzone on, you want specifically this PS4 to connect the best and directly over to Activision servers. So before we get into the actual router settings, we need one crucial piece of information from your PC, and what that is your IP address, which is to your PC. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come down to your main screen and right click on your taskbar, and then you want to select your task manager. When this pops up, you want to select your performance tab up here, and then you want to click on your Ethernet, and right here your IPv4 address. This is the address to your PC. So the first thing that you want to do is when you come to port forwarding, you want to press add a custom service. This is for the port forwarding for Call of Duty Warzone. I'll have a link down in the description for port forwarding for Apex, for Call of Duty Warzone, for Cold War, for all the different games. You could really just Google port forwards for whatever game, and this is going to show up the port forward website, and this is what you're looking for. So if you're on PC, these are the numbers that you're going to be looking for. If you're looking for PS4, this is what you're looking for, and Xbox, it's these. The first thing that you're going to be noticing for this is you're going to have TCP and UDP. Now, some of these numbers may be the same, just like 3074, which is the same for UDP and TCP for PC Warzone. It doesn't seem like we have the similar numbers anywhere down here, but for Call of Duty Warzone, this is what we're going to have. Now, we're doing PC, so I'm going to do these. I'm going to show you how that's done. I'm going to set right here a TCP and a UDP because TCP and UDP both have 3074. Now, all of these numbers are separated by the commas. I'll explain that in a second, but first, let's just do this. So we have PC3, that's what I'm going to name it. Your external port is 3074 and 3074. And here I'm going to put my device, which is my PC. And then I'm going to apply. Now I'm going to add another custom service. And what this one is going to be is the next set of numbers. Now, because the rest of these do not match, I'm going to go over to 27, this one right here. And so I'm going to select just a TCP, and I'm going to put PC TCP, and then I'm going to put these numbers here, which this is actually a range, which like you see here, this is the example. So I'm going to paste this range into here. Here's the starting port right there. And then the ending port is the 27050. And then again, I'm going to put our PC IP address, and I'm going to hit apply. Now, what you're going to want to do is go in and do this for all of these. If you are a PS4 or an Xbox user and you want to find your IP address, the easiest way to do so is also within your router settings. And the best way to do it is to go to your device manager and locate your device, your Xbox, your PlayStation, or your PC. And the best way is by looking if you have it connected to a Wi-Fi or if you have it connected with an Ethernet port. For the sake of this video, I have my PlayStation connected to my Wi-Fi, and I'm going to click on this, and down at the very bottom, I see the IP address for my PlayStation. That is the IP address that you're going to want to use when you are port forwarding for your specific device. That is the IP address you're going to want to use. Now, if you're looking for your Xbox IP address, what you're going to be doing is you're going to go find your network settings in Xbox. You're going to go to your settings, you're going to go to network, and then you're going to select network settings, and then you're going to go to your advanced settings. In your advanced settings, you will see IP settings. That is where you are going to see your specific IP address that you're going to be needing if you want to go port forward for whatever game it is inside of your router. To do that, you want to go back to the port forwarding link that I have down in the description down below for your specific game, whether it's Apex, Warzone, whatever it is. You want to go find those specific port forward numbers and use those with that IP address, and make sure that you're using the Xbox ports, not the PS4 or the PC one. So once you have all of these ports plugged into your router, you can close that, and you can hop back onto Warzone and just kind of test and see if it was better for you. There's a couple other things for your network that'll make this a lot better, and I suggest doing these before you try it out, just to make sure that these do help. And that next step is to check your DNS codes wherever your connection is actually going to first, because you could ping directly to the Google server or the CloudStrike server. I suggest the CloudStrike server. It's faster for me. Whether you're on PlayStation or on Xbox, it's pretty easy to plug in these DNS codes. The way that you do it is by going to your network settings, and then you are going to configure a custom network. It's going to be pretty simple. You're going to hit automatic, or really all of the primary settings that you would normally hit. And once it gets to the option for the DNS codes, which are your primary and your secondary codes, this is where you're going to plug in either that Google one or the CloudStrike numbers. I'll put them up on the screen. This is for the Google DNS codes, and this one is for the CloudStrike one, the one that we used. Faster for me being on the East Coast in the United States. West Coast, I think it might be Google. Not sure about the UK, but test them both out. Figure which ones work best for you. Once you're done with this, and now you've port forwarded, you've gotten the proper DNS codes, open up Warzone. What I want you to do is check that NAT type. See if that's open. Hopefully it is. After you already port forwarded via your router, you set those DNS codes, it should more than likely be open. Go ahead and test some of the ping though on your console, also on your PC, and see what your new ping is. And then you can jump into a game and see if you have a better latency, and see if you're still getting some of those packet loss or lagging issues. You may still get those, but more likely than not, it's going to be on the Activision servers or the Apex servers. It's not necessarily going to be because of your connection. Really, in order to get some kind of super latency or even packet loss, there's going to be something wrong with your router or your modem. And if you're still getting these even while you have an open NAT type, then I would contact your ISP, your internet service provider, and I would see if they can test something on their end. I had an open NAT type and I still had packet loss. This was a major issue for me. I had no idea what was going on. It turns out that my router was shot, and it was because of the constant power losses that I get in my area. I got a new one, and once I plugged that in, I already had an open NAT type. I didn't even need to do port forwarding. I did it anyway, and I have an even better connection now. If you guys are enjoying this content, you guys want to see more content just like this on our channel, be sure to drop a like and make sure to subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more content that we're going to be putting out in the next few weeks, and especially throughout all of 2021. So guys, if you do enjoy this content, if it's helping you and your setups and your content, be sure to subscribe. If you guys have any questions, I'll leave links down to my Discord or my Twitch down in the description down below. You guys can hit me up on there. I'm always around to help. And guys, I will see you in the next one. Stay busy. He's hitting me. Oh, crap. Oh, no.
He's behind us too.
No, he's just to the left. Yup, he's right here.
Mark the target.
He just wouldn't.